Hi, today I'm doing a different video to normal. So I wanted to talk about my journey kind of into gaming and just like the games that really marked me and really made an impression on me in my life. So I haven't always been like, well, I don't know, like have I always been a gamer? That's what I was asking myself recently. So I probably have always been a gamer, but I haven't always called myself a gamer because the kind of games that I've played most of my life is what you would now call a cozy game or like girly games, and then some other like more mainstream games thrown in there. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that because it's kind of interesting to see like how did I go from playing like mostly this specific niche to widening my niche, I guess, and becoming more of like quote unquote a gamer. And also just to get to know me a bit more because you don't really know that much about me. I haven't really introduced myself properly. So yeah, obviously my name is Sims Noob on this channel, so probably a hint is that The Sims has been a big part of like my childhood and growing up. So yeah, that is very true. But yeah, the first game I would say that I ever played was Harvest Moon, and this game came out in 1998 in Europe. So but my family wasn't playing it then. I don't think we did have a SNES, but we never played Harvest Moon on the SNES. But I did play it on the like family PC, and I don't even think I could read at the time. I think I was about 4 years old. And yeah, so this game is like really has my heart. It's like one of my favorite games of all time, and I think I used to watch my siblings play. I don't think I really played myself when I was 4 or 5. But yeah, we played it on an emulator, a SNES emulator on the PC. And yeah, so that's probably my entryway. And then also there was a game called Micro Machines, which I used to watch my older siblings play. And you're just like this tiny car, and it's a racing game with your friends. And that I think was on the actual SNES that we had. That we actually owned the game. It wasn't just like pirating it, which I guess is what we had for Harvest Moon. And yeah, so that game, I just liked the big food, like you were a tiny car and there's all this food, like really creative game where you're just going around and you have to like cross all of this different environments, and it's just like you're a tiny machine basically. Yeah. So yeah, that was another one from my childhood. And then also another game that I feel like is a core memory was just one of my older brothers was like starting university, so I must have been a bit older, and we were just in the car and they were playing on the Game Boy I think it was. They were playing WarioWare, and just like WarioWare games is just like my childhood. Like this really obscure, so wacky. Like I just remember playing this skateboarding game and I was so bad, and I played it this whole car journey, and I probably like got over like three different hurdles, and then I was just like watching my older siblings play in the car. And then yeah, some more old games from that time was Bananas and Pajamas, and that was basically a educational game. I don't know if this is gonna like bring back core memories for anyone else, but I just loved that game. It's like really weird as well, and I just feel like that time was just a really different time, like probably the early 2000s, late 90s, and just like kind of wholesome, kind of weird, wacky. And you just had to like make food, I think. I don't even know what I had. I was like running a shop or something. I barely understood what I was doing. And then another game I was obsessed with at that age was another educational game. It's called like Sally's Science Club or something. And you just have to like, it's a lot of like sorting animals and things, and you could make little films in it. It was amazing. But yeah, that was another of my like childhood games. And those are just like my favourite childhood games, to be honest. Especially Harvest Moon. And then moving on to being a little bit older. So after that, I think that was when I was first introduced to the Sims franchise. And I never played Sims 1, but I did have Sims 2, and I did play Sims 2. And also I used to play Sims Busted Out on the GBA. So my older sibling had a Game Boy Advance, but I never had one, and then I got it handed down to me. And then also Sims Castaway. So those 3 Sims games was just like my first entryway into it. And I think the only Sims 2 expansion pack was Sims 2 Pets. But yeah, I just remember really like that was just like an amazing time as a kid playing Sims 2. I would stay up all night with my siblings playing like secretly. And then also I got Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town on the Game Boy Advance. I played that a lot. I probably only played a year, but that was a lot for me as a kid. And then I also used to watch my older sibling play Golden Sun and Final Fantasy Tactics, and those 2 games are just really stood out to me. Like Final Fantasy was so immersive and it was really complicated, but I just loved watching like the intro scenes at the beginning, and I think I only did like maybe, I don't even know. I definitely was really bad at all of the games that I played as a kid. But yeah, Golden Sun is like more of a RPG game, like a classic one, and I think with that as well I didn't get very far, but I watched my sibling get pretty far. And also another game that's like a core memory was Zoo Tycoon, the original one, and I used to spend hours playing Zoo Tycoon and also Roller Coaster Tycoon, and like learning about how you should give your customers salt so that then they drink more and they buy more drinks and spend more money and stuff like that. Also, one game from when I was like maybe 8 to 10 years old is Cossacks, which my grandparent had, so I don't ever play it there, but that kind of interests me to it's just a fighting game, but it's also town management, and you do have like different maps every time. And I remember just thinking that was a really cool game. I love seeing the map change through the different ages. And then my first entry into like the Pokemon franchise was, actually my first and only entry, because I've never bought a Pokemon game actually as an adult, but I have emulated quite a lot of Pokemon games on my phone. But yeah, so Pokemon Ruby, the old ones, ones that I already, like, one of my siblings owned, so I felt like it's justified. But yeah, Pokemon Ruby I played, and that one I think I finished it. I just didn't like, I got to the last fight with what's it called, Team Rocket. Yeah, I like fought them and everything. And then another game from my childhood around similar time was Spyro. This one I don't think I ever owned it, but I played it at people's houses, and that one was like one of my first platforming games. And also Rayman was one of my first platforming games. I don't know which ones they were, like probably just the first ones, but Rayman I was actually got really good at, and I did get pretty far. Another game that I didn't play very much, but I watched my older siblings play, was Baldur's Gate 2 and 1. And this game, I really liked it. I used to watch them play it a lot. That's something that they used to replay, and they would cheat as well. They would cheat so that they'd have all the highest level things. So that was probably my first introduction to modding a game, to play it the way you want to play it. And then also around similar time, probably like I was around 11, 12 playing all of these games, was I got a Tamagotchi. And I did have a Tamagotchi for like 1 week, and then I took it on holiday and then left it in a hotel, and apparently, well, I just lost it forever. So my younger sister had one, so I used to borrow hers sometimes and play with hers. But yeah, Tamagotchis is another like core memory game for me. And then yeah, when I was slightly older then, and I'd moved house, so I moved country. Before I moved country, I also played Neopets. So me and my sister used to play it together, and we had like awful internet, so whenever we wanted to like load a page, we'd have to wait for like 5 minutes for the next web page to load. So we used to just entertain ourselves and like do like skipping and stuff. So kind of active and gaming at the same time. Yeah, those are like my core games that I played. And then one game which has become like one of my most probably like almost like part of my identity at this point, but I've never said this to anyone in my immediate circle except for like my current partner knows, and my sister knows, and like maybe my mum, but like it's a game that I secretly played for like all of my life. So I was first introduced to Paper Doll Heaven when I was about 11 at school, and people were just like dressing up celebrities at school using this website. So I'd made an account, and then way later in I think 2011 or no 2009 my account's from, I made a new account and it was now called Stardoll, and this game's just like a fashion game where you are basically just, you have like an avatar and you could dress them, and I've played it free to play my whole life, and it's like it's kind of a pay to win game. But yeah, that's like my core, one of the games I've never stopped playing really, as well as The Sims. So at that kind of time I also was playing Sims 3, and I played like 100 maybe 300 hours of Sims 3. I only had the nightlife expansion pack. If I had to do a tier list for The Sims, I would definitely put first is Sims 2, and then I would actually put second is, this is hard. Second is Sims Castaway, Sims 2 Castaway, and then third, I'm gonna put joint third, Sims 4 and Sims 3. Sims 3 is only joint third because I hated the graphics of The Sims, and I love the graphics of Sims 4 in comparison. I love the open world of Sims 3, and I hate the restriction in Sims 4 of the world. And I like the emotions, and I like the multitasking of Sims 4. Sims 3 has like way better mechanics for a lot of things though. But yeah, I think those two are probably on par for me, and Sims 2 is just like, it's perfect. You can say nothing wrong about Sims 2 except for the graphics a tiny bit outdated. And then also around a similar time I also played the Ratatouille game with my sister, and then when I was a bit older I played, my older brother like moved back home and was at university and had graduated, and then he moved back home. So yeah, he bought an Xbox 360, but before that I'd only ever had like my family laptop, and then my Game Boy Advance, and that's all I had to play with up until I was probably 15 or something. And then yeah, when I was around 15 he got an Xbox 360, and then he also bought himself he made a gaming PC for himself, so he's like 10 years older than me. So yeah, he was like a massive gamer and was always playing like League of Legends and all these indie games, and so yeah, I used to watch him play games quite a lot, and then he would also like buy games, or he would download demos, and I didn't even know they were demos, but I would be playing them. So yeah, one of the most like, probably the first game I ever watched him play that I was like mind blown is called Enslaved, and this is like a post-apocalyptic story, and you're in like, I don't know, you're just fighting all these futuristic machinery, and then you're like this monkey guy with this girl who's with you, and I don't even know what happens because I never actually played it myself. I tried to, but I was too bad. I just like watched him play most of it. Yeah, that was probably the first game where I was like, wow, this is like really cool. And then we also had Castle Crashers, which we used to play, me, my sister, and my older brother. We played that a lot, and then at some point he bought me, I don't know if he bought me or it was just like his and I played it, but it was Beyond Good and Evil. So that's like the first, maybe like more adult game I ever played. And this game, you're just like a photographer and you're unraveling a mystery, and it has combat, and it's like one of my favourite games I've ever played to this day. Another one is Kingdom for Cufflings that my brother had on Xbox 360, and I think we only ever owned the demo to this, but I used to play this a lot. And it's like a town management game, but it's very cute and it's kind of funny, like it's weird. But yeah, I really liked playing Kingdom for Cufflings, and I wish I haven't played any of the new ones. I know there are some new ones, but I feel like some games nowadays give me those kind of similar vibes. And also similar timing, my family bought a Wii U, I think. I don't even know if that's like a good console. I feel like I've heard that it's like one of the worst consoles, but anyway, that's what we had. And we just had games like Just Dance, I think, and maybe like a singing game. So I played a lot of Just Dance growing up with my sister and family. Like that was one of the most played games for me. And then at some point he also bought himself a Nintendo 3DS. So basically when he bought that, and he also made me and my sister a computer. So he had his own gaming PC and he made me and my sister our own computer. So then I was just playing Stardoll and Sims 3 on it. But then I also got interested in Terra, which is like an MMORPG, and it just has like really stunning graphics. It was free and free to play. There wasn't too many restrictions, like all of the restrictions was mostly cosmetic. And I forgot to mention when I was like 4 years old, probably 4 or 5 or 6, the same older brother used to play World of Warcraft a lot, and so when I was like 5 or 6 probably, I made my own World of Warcraft character, and I made this little like mage called Pinky, and I still remember my character that I made, and I'm sure I was like not even playing the game. He was probably just like playing it for me and I felt like I was playing. But yeah, that was one. I never really played it. I played a little bit myself as an older teenager. But yeah, Terra is a game that me and my sister played a lot, because by that time I was probably actually older. I was like 20 and I'd had to buy a laptop for university and also for a job that I've had. So I bought myself a gaming laptop and I put The Sims on there. But yeah, so I was playing Just Dance, Terra, and then when he got the Nintendo DS, I don't know, it must have been a 3DS, yeah. So it was a 3DS and he bought me Fantasy Life. So this is the first Fantasy Life, not the current one that just released. So yeah, I really, really loved that game. And he also bought Animal Crossing New Leaf. So I was bought those games, or he had those games at the worst time in my life when I was supposed to be revising, and I was just obsessed with these games. I remember, like, I don't know if those were released at a similar time, but I feel like I was playing like Fantasy Life or Animal Crossing and just failing at school that I was doing, but at least I had fun. Yeah, I failed a veterinary science exam the week after that game released, but I probably would have failed it anyway because it was just like very difficult, so I didn't end up going to vet school. Let's not blame the game though. I also my mum had a brain training game on the 3DS that was fun, so I used to play that sometimes, and I just remember that was just really funny. Just having a really old brain age. Yeah, so after that kind of era of having a PC, still playing those games, then I kind of had a big break, I would say. When I started uni, I didn't really game that much. All I was playing was Sims 3, and maybe I dropped Stardoll as well, and yeah, I would just like play for a month and then not touch it for 6 months, play for a month, just like the typical Sims player. And I didn't have Sims 4 until maybe like 2017 is when I got Sims 4, and it came out in 2014 and I got it in 2017. So yeah, I used to watch YouTubers play Sims 4 a long time before I ever owned the game. And then yeah, I just played that vanilla for a long time, and I wasn't really playing anything else except for Genshin Impact, which my younger sister was playing at one Christmas and she just showed me. And then there was also another game that she was playing that I picked up called Love Nikki, which everyone now knows Infinity Nikki. So I started playing Love Nikki on my phone, Genshin Impact, kind of around the same time. That was like my entry point into gacha games. But both of those games I haven't spent any money to this day, and I probably played Love Nikki for about 2 years. And then Genshin, I've been playing that on and off for 4 or 5 years, but I don't really play it consistently. I'm still all my character builds are pretty bad. I just don't have the patience to grind, so I just do the bare minimum in that game. I've also played a lot of Guitar Hero, because when I was at uni, then I did have like the family Wii, and then had not Guitar Hero, Rock Band. Yeah, I got really good at playing Rock Band. And yeah, so once I had finished uni, and then it was the pandemic, and then that's when I really became like a hardcore Sims 4 player, and I tried to install mods back in, I don't know, 2015 or something, or 14 on Sims 3, and I'd managed to give myself a virus, so I'd never touched mods again for 4 years or whatever. And then during the pandemic I started buying like expansion packs and kind of living vicariously through my Sims. Like I bought the island one and the weather one first, and I was just like living life through the Sims because you couldn't do anything anymore. And everyone else was playing Animal Crossing New Horizons, but I didn't have a Switch at the time, and I completely missed that whole wave of gaming. I was just playing Sims 4 the whole time, and also playing Stardoll still. I went back into it and playing Genshin Impact. I did kind of get introduced to indie games because it was during the Black Lives Matter, and I did buy the like Black Lives Matter Humble Games bundle, and that gave me like hundreds of itch.io games. So I do have a lot of itch.io games, and I did play one which is actually like one of the first indie game on this channel, called Solar. So that was my first exposure to some more indie games, I think, because I was playing those and I'd got them for quite cheap, and I was just playing different ones. And then originally on this channel I was gonna kind of shine lights on the best ones that I'd found. I'd forgotten about that. It's only been like the last two years or 3 years that I've been getting into indie games and just like way more games, and that's kind of how the channel started, because I was playing Sims, and at the time I was like unemployed and I just did it for 2 weeks or something. And that's why I'm Sims noob, because I wasn't really good at The Sims, but I was playing it and I was watching a lot of Sims 4 content on YouTube. But then I also bought No Man's Sky for some reason, but I couldn't play it for a long time, and then I upgraded my laptop to like a new gaming laptop, and then I was able to run No Man's Sky. So I started playing No Man's Sky, and then I met my partner, who's like a very big gamer, and once I met him, I think I just like have been exposed to gaming culture a lot more, and games. And like before it was like my younger sister who would recommend me things and maybe I would try them out, but I didn't really own that many games. But yeah, so with him, then it was like maybe before I met him I had tried Stardew, but I didn't really like it, so I just dropped it. And then I'd also like emulated old games on my phone from my childhood, but hadn't really been trying new things so much. But yeah, this year and last year I've just been playing so many new games, and like I feel like now I know myself a lot more as a gamer. So I picked up Grounded this last year, and Infinity Nikki, Power World, and these games are like now some of my favourite games, but I didn't even know about them. Like, well, Infinity Nikki hadn't come out yet, but I didn't know about Grounded until this year, and Power World, like, I probably would have never given a shot. So yeah, it's interesting to see my taste and how it's evolving, and also the fact that I have actually played Sims and Stardoll like my entire life, but I never considered myself as a gamer, even though I would log into Stardoll like every single day, or I would play The Sims for multiple hours. But yeah, I'm very bad at finishing games, and now I have the problem of buying a lot of games and not playing them and just like I'm very invested into the whole indie gaming scene. I think it's really cool, and just like supporting indie developers. And yeah, I'm just like, I kind of wanted to go down this little memory lane with everyone and just explain what my tastes are and what you can kind of expect to see on the channel moving forward. Like, it's going to be a lot more indie games and survival games and some kind of dress up or life simulation games. That's probably going to be my main focuses. But yeah, hope that was interesting, getting to know me a bit more. And I look forward to hearing about your like favourite childhood games. Let me know if you have any crossover with me. Like, I feel like a lot of them, lots of people play, like, yeah, a lot of people will have played Zoo Tycoon, Harvest Moon, the old Pokemon. Yeah, let me know down below, I'm interested. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.